Here's a video for Notes 2-4, Graphing with Tables. All right, so it says complete the table and use it to graph each function. Show all your work. So the function that we are graphing is 4x minus 3. So what we need to do is we need to plug in these values for x to get f of x, and we're going to use those points to graph the line. Okay, so starting with -3, we're going to plug that in for x. So 4 times -3 minus 3. Well, 4 times -3 is -12, and -12 minus 3 is going to be -15. Now we're going to plug in 2, or -2, so 4 times -2 minus 3. So 4 times -2 is -8, minus 3, that's going to give me -11. Then we're going to plug in -1, so 4 times -1 minus 3. So 4 times -1 is -4 minus 3. That gives me -7. Now we're going to plug in 0. 4 times 0 minus 3. So that's going to be 0 minus 3, which is going to be -3. Now we're going to plug in 1. 4 times 1 minus 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Subtract 3. That's going to give me 1. Now we're going to plug in 2. 4 times 2 minus 3. That's going to be 8 minus 3, which is 5. And lastly, we're going to plug in 3. So 4 times 3 minus 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 minus 3 gives me 9. So another way we could show this is we know that 4 is our common difference. And if we get our first term here, then we know that we can be adding 4 each time to get my next point. But we do have to make sure that our x's are only increasing by 1. So each term is just going up by 1. Okay, so now we have our ordered pairs. We're going to plot them. I'm not going to plot the first two just because those are going to be off the graph. So I'm going to start by plotting this point. So this is going to be an ordered pair, -1, -7. So from the origin, -1 to the left and down 7. So my point's going to be right here. And then my next point is going to be 0, -3. So 0 is on the y-axis, -3. And then I have 1, 1. So that's going to be right here. Then I have 2, 5 right here. And then 3, 9 right here. So my line is going to look something like that. So I am going to draw arrows on both ends since we know that this is going to continue on forever. All right, let's take a look at a second example here. So we have our function. So we're going to plug in these values of x. So first plugging in -3. So it's going to be -2 times -3 plus 4. So a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's going to be 6 plus 4, which is going to give me 10. So that's my starting point. Now we're going to plug in -2. So -2 times -2 plus 4. Again, a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's 4 plus 4, which gives me 8. And then I'm just going to use that little shortcut here. Knowing that -2 is my common difference, I know that my function is going to be decreasing by 2. And again, I can do that because I see that my x is just going up by 1. So I can get my next table by subtracting 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Subtract 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. Subtract 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. We're going to subtract 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. And then we're going to subtract 2 one more time. 0 minus 2 is -2. All right, so now we have our points. So these are all going to fit on my grid. So I'm going to go ahead and plot all of them. So starting with -3, 10. That's going to be up here. I have -2, 8. -1, 6. 0, 4. 1, 2. 2, 0. And 3, -2. And then we're going to connect our points, again with arrowheads, because we know that it continues on to negative infinity and positive infinity. All right, here's a problem from the homework. So we're graphing negative 2x minus 2. So starting with my first point, I'm going to plug in negative 4. So negative 2 times negative 4 minus 2. So negative 2 times negative 4 is 8 minus 2. That gives me 6. So there's my first point. Now I'm going to plug in negative 3. So negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. And 6 minus 2 is 4. Now I'm going to plug in negative 2. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 minus 2. That gives me 2. For the rest of these, I'm just going to use the common difference of negative 2. So we're subtracting 2, subtracting 2, subtracting 2. So my next point would be 0. We're going to subtract 2. Then we're going to be at negative 2, subtract 2, negative 4, subtract 2. That gives me negative 6. All right, now to plot. So negative 4, 6 is my first point. Negative 3, 4. Negative 2, 2. Negative 1, 0. 0, negative 2. 1, negative 4. And 2, negative 6.